Hello everyone, my name's Kieran, and today I'm going to be reacting to, or should I say giving my opinion on, the court case that takes place in a film called Legally Blonde. It seems that the main character, Elle, has suddenly realised that one of the witnesses is in fact lying, and apparently they're gay.
Don't stomp your little last season Prada shoes at me, honey.
Our last season.
And the lawyer that she's kind of working alongside, has kind of rebutted that and said, you know what, leave me to it. I'm working on a murder trial. I haven't got time for your silly little theories.
He's gay. Enrique is gay.
But in reality, you would probably see the lawyers of either side, whichever side kind of gets that information, apply to the court for like a temporary sort of stop to the court case. The reason for that is so that they can start feeding off information, gaining more information about it. It gives them opportunities to maybe question witnesses further without actually, being in breach of the court rules. So as much as this one has said, leave me to it, I've got a murder trial to go to, you would probably see them at least investigate it slightly and just ask the court for kind of a pause in proceedings so that they can go away and do that sort of thing. What's followed on from that conversation about, the Elle finding out that he's lying on the stand, etc., and he's just making it all up. The second lawyer stood up and said,
Just give me a couple minutes.
And he's managed to get out the fact that the guy that's on the stand is actually lying and actually has a boyfriend called Chuck.
Your boyfriend's name is Chuck. Right.
The guy has then tried to rebut that and said, oh,
Chuck is just a friend.
To which Chuck, in the background, has stood up and called him in a very expletive word that we can't repeat for YouTube purposes.
You Chuck, wait!
So the first bit is something you will probably likely see. So you will kind of see lawyers acting on instinct, thinking, I've got this new piece of information, even if I haven't got the time to kind of go away and look at it in detail, I'll at least ask a few questions about it just to see if I can get any more information out of it. The second bit you probably won't to see so often. So you won't see people reacting to things that come out in court. So all of the people in the courtroom gasp and go, oh my God, as if. That sort of thing. You don't tend to see that. Courtroom settings, especially the ones I've been in, tend to be very professional settings where it's silence in the courtroom. Silence! And anything in the courtroom has to be spoken by lawyers or witnesses or defendants, etc. So now we've come to the part where the defendant in question, who is on trial for murder, has literally in front of the whole courtroom decided that she wants new representation.
You're fired. I have new representation.
When it comes to firing representation on the spot, you don't tend to see it very often. And even when counsels are changed, it doesn't tend to be in front of the entire courtroom. You might, after one day of the courtroom, say, look, I don't think this is going to work out. I need new representation. And you can hire new representation. It might hinder you, but it also might really benefit you. So it in fact turns out that Elle is the new representation.
See?
Which is kind of a nice spin on it. It's not something I kind of expected, which is really interesting to see. I don't know too much about American law and how that kind of works with law students, but what I do know is that in the UK, I've never really seen a law student be appointed as representation, as appointed as counsel.
She's a law student. She can't defend you.
They may well help senior counsel, so with all the paperwork and etc., but it doesn't tend to be, as far as I know anyway, that a law student, so long as they have additional representation from a senior law, a law profession, they can represent someone in court, especially on a murder trial. It's kind of a big trial to kind of change your counsel with, especially if you've got someone experienced and you're knocking them down to someone like a law student. It doesn't tend to work like that.
3.03 of Supreme Judicial Court states that a law student may appear on behalf of a defendant in criminal proceedings.
So this is probably the funniest bit I've seen so far of the court case. So you've just had the changeover of representation, and now two of Elle's supposed friends have just burst into the courtroom, acting as if it's all kind of a big joke and a big make-believe. They've kind of come in and gone,
Ella, we came to see your trial. Oh, look how cute. There's like a judge and everything.
And as funny as that is, and it's quite amusing to see, I doubt you'd see that happen in practice. So the way it works in our UK courtrooms is that you have kind of two tiers mostly to courtrooms, and that's how the traditional courts work. So on the bottom tier, kind of on the floor type thing, is where you have the judge, you know, the court staff, the barristers, the witnesses, etc., everything like that. And then kind of on a second floor, kind of above that, you'd have something known as the public gallery. And that is where witnesses who kind of just want to view the case, where press may go, if they don't have a, you know, specific press bench. Whether you'd still have people waltzing in and going, oh my God, look, it's a court case, look at the real judge, anything like that, I'm not so sure. And even if you did, I think they'd get in trouble, just a little bit.
Ladies, take a seat.
So the final bit of the court case is all to do with Elle and how she handles being the new representation. And she starts off quite scared, so the judge says you may begin questioning your witness, and Elle starts off by beginning to explain how kind of the mens rea for murder works.
I am aware of the meaning of mens rea.
So Elle then goes to question the witness, which I believe is the daughter of the man that was murdered, and she kind of starts off quite slowly, so she starts repeating herself.
You were in the shower. Your father was shot. Your father was shot while you were in the shower because you were in the shower?
Yes.
She was able to show what the other representation showed earlier on in the case, which is that instinct that you kind of want to see from a lawyer. So she kind of picked up on the fact that she has had a shower, but she also went to have a perm done. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't got a clue what a perm is, but according to Elle, who's very informative on this,
Isn't it the first cardinal rule of perm maintenance that you're forbidden to wet your hair for at least 24 hours after getting a perm, at the risk of deactivating the ammonium thioglycolate?
and what Elle really does well is she notices that she still has all those curls in. So she's instantly caught her out right in the middle of a lie, and she's able to kind of build on that to build a story that eventually the daughter ends up confessing to, and she says,
I didn't mean to shoot him. I thought it was you walking through the door.
So that was a really good ending. I really like that ending. It's good that Elle's kind of been given the opportunity based on the knowledge she's shown, her instincts and everything like that. And then when it came to crunch time, she didn't crumble. She had a few stumbling blocks, I agree. But she really knuckled down, nailed on that point. You could see she was trying to get to it. There was a reason why she was focusing on the whole, you were in the shower so you didn't hear the gunshot type thing. And the fact that she was able to turn that into a real confession that was open court, all the jury saw it, and the judge was instantly saying, take them away, they can be charged at a later date. I think that was really good and a really nice way to end it off. One thing just sparks a whole kind of train of, okay, they've lied about this. Are they lying about this? Are they lying about X, Y, Z? What else are they lying about? What are they not actually telling that's the truth? Are they holding back information? So even finding out that small little bit can be really, really beneficial to a court case. Okay, guys, so that wraps up my opinion on the court case in Legally Blonde. I might as well give you a review of the movie in general. All the kind of little things that happen, though, yes, they're for comedic effect, of course, but you just wouldn't tend to see them. So the firing of the council doesn't happen in open court, and I've never seen it actually happen in the UK courts that I visited either. People storming in, acting as if it's all a big scene and they can't believe that it's real. That doesn't tend to happen either, and if they did, they'd probably get in trouble with the judge. As I said before, the witness intimidation type thing, you wouldn't see witnesses interacting with one another, and you also wouldn't see someone just shrug off a new suggestion found out by one of your legal team. Yes, they found it out, by kind of having a small interaction with a witness, but they didn't initiate that interaction, and they just used what was said to them as a way of kind of getting that information out in open court. So it was really nice to see that the second one kind of took knowledge of that and said, don't worry, he's got rid of it, but I won't. I'll be sure to make sure we get that information out, which they eventually did. So it was a really nice way to end the movie. So that's about it from me. I don't really have much else to add, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Bye, everyone.